Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character extruder by me, so let's get into it. Child. Child's really sweet and also a whore, kind of. Because he loves you too much, maybe, but he also can't keep his eyes from looking at you 24/7, especially if you're wearing something that would be distracting. Like today, for example. You're wearing shorts. And they were too short, actually. Also, he couldn't hold himself back in the end. And that's why he had you sitting on his lap right now. Head bent to your thigh. And he sprinkled soft kisses across them, admiring you as he wrapped his hands around your waist, telling you how you shouldn't absolutely wear anything like this outside. Because if you did, he was going to be majorly jealous, and you would be seeing another side of him. To be truthful, he wasn't going to do anything. He just didn't want you to wear anything like this, because he got jealous and possessive of you, and he didn't want anyone seeing you this way. Because honestly, you look so good, and at this point, it would be impossible not to stare at you, even for someone like him. Albedo. Albedo thought he looked amazing in anything, and most of the time, he would be extremely soft with you, resorting to cuddles, kisses on the cheeks, a forehead kiss. That was Albedo half the time. The other half, though, it wasn't very reliable. He could be busy, or he could be absolutely just enticed with having you. And that day was one of those days where he was lost in you. Look at you as if you're a princess, an angel who came down from heaven. So, that explains it. The way he left his work, all the work he had to do, and went over to your desk, telling you how the two of you should take a break. And before you could even reply, before you could tell him you had a ton of stuff to do, he'd been down, kissing your thigh softly, and stroking your other thigh, looking up at you, and you could see just the mischief in his eyes, the little smirk on his face. But honestly, his kisses were so good, and the way he held you, and the hidden promise of time spent together in his own eyes. He couldn't really say no to that. So, eventually ended up listening, and he went along with what he wanted. It wasn't that bad of an idea after all. Venti. Oh, Venti would be really adorable. And also, a tease. He would love to tease you all the time. And whenever he got the chance to do so, he would never pass it up. Especially a chance and opportunity as quite obvious as today's. He just thought you looked amazing, and he'd be dumb not to actually take advantage of that. Which is why he was complimenting you in front of everyone, loud, and exposing how just he was so in love, and also making you blush. And even though you tried to silence him, he shook his head, raising up a finger to shut you up, and then leaning his head to your thigh, kissing it softly, and telling you that you're his queen, the most beloved person to him on earth. Honestly, the way he said that, and the way he looked at you after, it was quite enough to shut you up, at least for a couple of minutes. Kazuha. Kazuha always thought that you were amazing, and even better, he always thought that you were pretty. And even better than that, he was not a pervert, but that was honestly guaranteed. He knew that. But also, he got shy sometimes. So, something like this was not very expected of him. But it seemed like you should have prepared for it. After all, you were wearing the short skirt all day, flouncing around in it, and everybody could be looking at you. They were, because Kazuha saw them, and he was extremely jealous. But he kept those emotions under wraps until the time came for it, until you were on your bed, and until you could lift the skirt up to stroke your thighs in his hands, to kiss them and kiss you, telling you that you're everything to him, telling you that you're his princess, that you're everything he's ever wanted and everything he'll ever want. Yeah, he was a little bit too lovey-dovey today, but it was an advantage, so you couldn't really complain. Scaramouche. Scaramouche was really possessive and everyone knew that. Everyone around you knew. Even you. So it wasn't like he was trying to hide it. He was bold with stuff like this. But he never expected it to get out of hand. Especially not when he was working. He just went to visit him. Since you forgot to bring the sandwiches that you made. And you went to bring them over. He did forget to eat sometimes. But since you were wearing this short outfit, it seemed like you couldn't escape him for long. Because you quickly went home today. And he just lifted up your pants. Because before you were wearing the dress and now you're wearing those long pants. And it wasn't what he needed. He needed to see your thighs. The way he showed them off this morning. And he kissed them. He even lifted left thighs on the way. Telling you that if you wanted to go out like that again, then everyone needed to know who you belonged to. Because he didn't want anyone looking at you or flirting with you and not knowing that you were taken. Because then, whatever he does to them would be well within his rights. Maybe he was a little bit evil, but also, he kind of loved showing you off. So, he had to listen to that part, at least. Xiao. Well, since Xiao was really shy, you really didn't know how this would happen. But it did. And honestly, it was the cutest kiss you've ever had. So, you were wearing this dress, and it kept curling up your thigh. And that's one of the reasons you kept staring at it. A little bit too much. And eventually, his hand wandered to rest on it. It was too gentle to perhaps even feel sometimes. But you could still see his gaze lingering, the way he wanted more than just a touch. And then, you stopped whatever you were doing, looking towards him. Xiao, how about you kiss them? He looked startled. He even went bright red, asking what you were talking about. But then you explained that he wasn't that slick, and that if I wanted something, he should ask for it. So quietly, shyly, he mumbled if he could kiss your thighs, and he gave him permission, as he bent his head, leaving a soft butterfly kiss on it. Honestly, it was too adorable, and the cutest thing you've ever seen, especially the way he lifted his head up after,